A very warm welcome to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and investors. Welcome from the beautiful island paradise, Sri Lanka, the pearl of the Indian Ocean. And welcome to the Sri Lanka Investment Forum 2021, the first and the largest virtual investment forum in Asia. We are privileged to have you tuned in, and we hope that over the next 3 days, this forum will provide you valuable insights on Sri Lanka and its potential as the top destination for investment. The Investment Forum is jointly organized by the Board of Investment of Sri Lanka, the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, and the Colombo Stock Exchange. This forum will be inaugurated shortly by His Excellency the President of our Republic himself. And the inauguration session will feature the State Minister in charge of the portfolio of money and capital markets, the Honorable Nivad Cabral. But first, to introduce the forum to you and welcome you formally, I am delighted to present the Chairman of the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, Dr.Hans Wijayasuriya.
Your Excellency Gotabaya Rajapaksa, President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers and officials of the Government of Sri Lanka, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors and High Commissioners, honored delegates to the Sri Lanka Investment Forum from 65 countries across 5 continents, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning and Ayubowan. On behalf of the co-chairs of the Sri Lanka Investment Forum, Sanjay Mohattala, Chairman of the Board of Investment, and Dumit Fernando, Chairman of the Colombo Stock Exchange, their respective institutions, and the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, it is a distinct honor and privilege to welcome you all to the Sri Lanka Investment Forum 2021. Invest Sri Lanka is both a proposition of partnership from an investment destination enriched with innate potential and opportunity, as well as an invitation from the people of a nation known for its deep-rooted culture of hospitality. The opportunity that Sri Lanka presents, I believe, is beyond debate. A comparison of potential versus baseline at sectoral and national level, as well as the breadth and depth of innate and undercapitalized resources, point to the potential for rapid growth. To cite a few growth levers, an underexploited tourism proposition, uniquely located deep sea ports, knowledge-rich human capital, world-class ICT ecosystems, excellence in apparel manufacture, and natural products, crops, and minerals, which are unique to the pearl of the Indian Ocean. The conversation, then, is one which centers on whether Sri Lanka possesses the underlying policy frameworks, enabling environments, consistent policy execution, and macro-environmental fundamentals in order to facilitate the transformation of undisputed opportunity and potential into real growth. SLIF 2021 has been designed to engender just this conversation. And to answer these questions, the forum brings together a wide spectrum of policymakers, economists, and bankers, development planners, facilitation agencies, and industry leaders to provide deep insight into the fundamentals which underlie the Invest Sri Lanka proposition. Growth potential, de-risked by a consistent policy framework and enriched through an investment facilitation ecosystem, provides fertile ground for capital formation. Indeed, when growth capital combines with innate and underexploited potential, the result is a new nucleus of growth. This is a formula which has triggered successive growth havens across Asia over the past 5 decades. As the Asian growth wave continues to build momentum, we are confident that Sri Lanka, uniquely located as the gateway to South Asia, will indeed be Asia's next growth haven. The forum will build the Invest Sri Lanka dialogue from the foundation of the country's policy framework and macroeconomic backdrop. Sri Lanka envisions a doubling of its economy over the next decade and has felt a clear commitment to growth through its investment and tax policies. In focus, then, will be the management and expansion of the fiscal space and the calibration of growth versus debt alongside deficits management, importantly, through a confluence of domestic productivity initiatives and external sector policies. The external sector is pivotal to the calibrated growth formula. The forum will illuminate the primary instruments of foreign investment policies, trade policies, and export facilitation frameworks. Provision for 100% foreign ownership is nothing new, nor an exception in Sri Lanka. The repatriation experience of foreign investors has been likewise unblemished, as has been the honouring of the 25 over investment protection agreements to which Sri Lanka is a signatory. The forum will evidence the on-ground experience of long-term foreign investors, as well as new entrants, and also detail the investment facilitation framework enabled by the Board of Investment and other agencies. SLIF will also illuminate the interplay between the foreign investment policies and equally progressive trade and export policy. Sri Lanka's preferential trade agreements have spawned an external market space of over 2.5 billion consumers, and our export development framework facilitates the conversion of preferential access into globally competitive outputs and growth opportunities for investors. Also in focus is investor access. Friction-free direct investment and repatriation constructs have enabled FDI over the past decades. Equally, the Colombo Stock Exchange provides a buoyant platform for portfolio investments and has been consistently rated as one of the best performing capital markets in Asia. Sri Lanka's listed corporates exhibit in accumulation attractive index returns and dividend yields on the backdrop of modest valuations relative to regional peers. The forum will illuminate not only the positives, but also areas where work is in progress at speed. Sri Lanka takes head-on with commitment from the highest levels of government the lagging indicators within the Ease of Doing Business Index. The forum will discuss at ministerial level the government's commitment to fast-track transformation across the spheres of legal system capacities and processes, alternate dispute resolution constructs, broad-based deregulation, institutional reform, and the accelerated digitization of institutional interfaces. Sri Lanka's legal reforms extend beyond process acceleration alone. Mature frameworks encompassing intellectual property, electronic transactions, and cyber laws have been in place for several years, while the establishment of data protection and privacy frameworks to support digital ecosystems of the future are imminent. Sri Lanka is first ranked in the region on the Human Development Index. Child labour has never been a topic on Sri Lanka's manufacturing landscape, and we stand out as an equal opportunity and ethical production destination. We are proud of our uniquely literate citizenry and inclusive education systems, which have led to a knowledge-driven economy with a forecasted tripling of graduate resources and a 2.5x growth in ICT exports by the year 2025. The New World Order indeed is one where digital readiness and maturity is inextricably linked to a nation's competitiveness. Founded on innate excellence in ICT competence, Sri Lanka's digital economy and digital transformation programs are designed to drive domestic efficiencies in parallel with seamless global linkages. The world order is also one which is marred by harsh externalities, both man-made and natural. Investors today seek out resilience and agility, facets well evidenced in Sri Lanka's V-shaped post-COVID recovery with respect to exports and domestic production sectors. Resilience is deep set in Sri Lanka's DNA and is evidenced across public and private sector ecosystems. The resilience of a nation's socio-economy is a subset of the broader topic of sustainability, an edict which is deep-rooted in Sri Lanka's development fabric. A focus on renewable energy, climate change, and a commitment to an organic-centered green socio-economy are embedded in the strategic evolution of energy, manufacturing, and agriculture sectors. The forum will also triangulate the topics of food security, domestic production, and agriculture modernization, accumulating to the optimization of macroeconomic indices in parallel with growth acceleration. A country at the inflection point of its growth gradient will necessarily feature sharp pivots in terms of transformative initiatives. The forum will dialogue on Sri Lanka's Port City Special Economic Zone, innovation in offshore financial services, and the parallel development of multiple deep-sea ports, to mention a few. All mega initiatives which will fuel a sharp uplift in the country's growth gradient. Sri Lanka's broader investment opportunities span a wide spectrum of sectors. The forum will deep dive into tourism, ICT, apparel, pharma, agriculture, and infrastructure development. Sri Lanka's commitment to compete and excel on Asia's investment landscape is indelibly coupled with the vision and commitment of the country's government and leadership. Today, we are singularly honored to have with us His Excellency the President, who will frame the Invest Sri Lanka proposition in the context of his vision for the nation. Commencing with His Excellency the President, the Invest Sri Lanka proposition is collectively espoused by stakeholders who will themselves be the partners, enablers, and importantly, the underwriters of investment and growth going forward. We are grateful for the momentous support and contribution rendered by our ministerial speakers, ambassadors, high commissioners, and their respective missions in Sri Lanka and overseas. The 60 over public and private sector project promoters and 90 over speakers and panelists. Policymakers, regulators, multilateral institutions, listed corporates, the teams from the Board of Investment, Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, and the Colombo Stock Exchange. And finally, and importantly, our strategic partners and sponsors. I make mention of all these pivotal stakeholders, not only to thank them on behalf of the conveners of SLIF 2021, but also to point to the collective passion behind the exposition of the Invest Sri Lanka proposition. I am confident that this collective passion truly represents and embodies Sri Lanka's commitment to deliver on its holistic growth investment proposition. The forum is only the beginning of what we envisage to be an ongoing platform for the seeding of investment partnership, a platform which enables the lighting up of multifaceted growth pathways which are mutually reinforcing and mutually rewarding for all participants in Sri Lanka's decade of growth. I wish you all good health and a rewarding and fruitful engagement at the Sri Lanka Investment Forum 2021. Ayubowan.